Before midterm, we worked with MATLAB, okay. And now after mid, we'll actually start with Python, a different programming language than MATLAB. Now, Python is an open source programming language, and it is currently the most popular programming language in the world. Okay, that means that there are actually thousands and thousands of developers working with this programming language. Okay. Now, first let's see where we can actually work with Python. Okay, so first install Python and Anaconda distribution. Okay, these are open source, so you will find those things in the web. You can use Anaconda. You can also use. Let's see first. Let's start with Anaconda first. Okay, so the Anaconda will look something like this. Okay, as you can see, it looks quite similar to MATLAB. Okay, so that's why I start with Anaconda. So it actually looks very similar to your MATLAB. So since we have worked with MATLAB, this will feel like same. Okay, so as you can see, first of all, so this is the directory. Okay, so similar to the MATLAB that we do, first we want to select a directory for Python as well, a different directory. Say for example, I select another one. Say for example this one. Okay, so this is a directory. So first set the directory. So let's write it down here. So so this is the directory. Second thing is that, okay, this is what we call a console. Okay, this is like similar to MATLAB's command window. This is where we can actually try different codes. Say for example, if I write a is equals to 5, as you can see, that means 5 is assigned to the variable a. Okay, so you cannot see it here, it does not show automatically, but see if I write it like this way, as you can see the output is 5. Okay, so this is similar to the command window that we had in MATLAB. Okay, so we call it console. Okay, this is similar to command window. Okay, so number 3, say for example, I have provided 5, defined 5. I have actually defined the variable a with it with value of 5. So you can look it here, as you can see this is variable explorer, then help, then plots and files. If we go to the variable explorer, as you can see in the variable explorer, the name is a. Okay, the type of the variable is integer type, size is 1, and the value is 5. Okay, so whatever I define here or here, it will automatically come here. So this is like the workspace in MATLAB. Okay, so if you go to the variable, let's do something different. B is equals to 6,7. As you can see, I have another variable named b. The type is a list. Okay, we'll discuss it a little bit later. The size is 2 because there are 2 elements and this is the value. So this variable explorer is similar to the workspace in MATLAB. Okay, so the third thing that we see here is the okay. Number 4 here is where we actually write a code. Okay, this is similar to the scripts. Okay, we used to write some script in the MATLAB. Okay, so this is similar to the scripts. Okay, you can write a code here. Say for example, I have created a function here, so you can write a code here, save it here, and when you can run it from this portion, if you run it, you'll see the output in the command window. Okay, so let's try to create a new one. You can type control new, control n, or you can go here and new file, control L. So a new one will be created. Say for example, I define something different. Okay, so let's save it. Okay, I go to a different distribution, say okay. So now if I run it, okay, as you can see, the file is run. This was our file. The file is run, but no output is shown here because I have only defined Nawas in the variable a. As you can see, the a has been now been changed to string. Previously it was a is equals to 5. Now it has been updated. Okay, so but it is not shown in the command window by default, similar to MATLAB. In MATLAB we used to use this sign, okay, to actually suppress the output, but that sign is not available in Python. Okay, if you want to see something in the this console, okay, you have to write something like this, print a. Okay, if you do this and run it, as you can see now the output is actually displayed here. Okay, so so this is similar to the script. Okay, so let's write it here. Number 4 is script. One more thing to notice here. uh, the thing is that as you can see here, .py. Okay, previously when you are writing MATLAB code, it was saved as .m file. So when you are writing a Python code, it is automatically saved as .py file. Okay, the file type is .py file, .py format. Okay, it is equivalent to MATLAB's .m format. Okay, there is another format, we'll look into that later on. So this is the okay workspace. Now one other thing, so this is the spider. Okay, spider, that means from the anaconda distribution. You can work in here. Okay, you can write your code and you don't need internet connection to work with these things, but there are many other ways, many other platforms where you can actually write Python programming language. Okay, since Python is open source, there are many platforms. Say for example Atom. Okay, um, many people actually use these things like Atom. Okay, or say PyCharm. Okay, these are also used. Okay, you can also try those things. Okay, say for example if I go here, okay, so the Atom actually looks something like this. You can also write your Python code here and run it. Okay, so I'm not going to use it, so you can also try it if you want. Okay, another thing that we can use, that is something that is called Colab. Okay, so the Colab actually platforms looks like this. You don't have to install anything in your to work on Colab. Okay, the Colab is from Google. So say for example this is my Colab environment. So I write something, say for example 5, 6, 8. Okay, if I run it, okay, to run you have to type control enter. Okay, or you can also go here to run. So if I see, as you can see, you can also work with Python in here. Okay, so this is called the notebook. Okay, notebook means in the MATLAB we work with something that is called live script, if you remember. So this is similar to the live script. Okay, you can also add comment here, also add header. Okay, something like this. Okay, you can also add text cell. Okay, so if I write some text cell, say for example Python 101, so this is a text I am just adding. Okay, then I want to insert a code cell, then I have a code cell, so it will be added as a comment, something like that. So this is similar to the live script, and I will be working with this Colab also. Say for example, so number 6 here, that is called Colab. Okay, and this one will require internet connection, and this is a timeline. This is a timeline, that means after say 1 hour or 2 hours, okay, you have to restart it. Okay, if you do not work for say for example half an hour, it will be automatically turned off. Then you have to restart it, because this is actually Google is actually supplying you some space to work on these things. Okay, so if you are not working, it will automatically allocate that resource to someone else. Okay, so something like that. Now one other thing that you can notice, and as you can see, this is saved as .ipynd. This stands for IPython notebook. Okay, when you download, you can download this as python.py, that means the Python program, or also download IPython notebook. Okay, now so this is another format. This is like the .mlx file. Dot number 6 is equals to IPython notebook. This is similar to .mlx file. Okay, So uh, so when you are working with, if you are working with this .ipython ipython notebook, you have to use this Colab, that is another one, to open this file. You cannot, you won't be able to open this type of file in Spider. Okay, so this is another platform, and I will be using this. And there is another one that is very widely used, that is called Jupyter Notebook. Okay, so that is called Jupyter Notebook. Okay, you have to install that Jupyter Notebook in your laptop. You can also use it. Okay, if I write here from web, okay, so the Jupyter Notebook is so what I'm doing here, it's like I'm creating a terminal in my laptop, and I'm using from the browser. Okay, something like this. So as you can see, this is my Jupyter Notebook. So everything I do here will automatically be saved. The code will automatically saved from the folder where I am actually started that terminal. Okay, so for example, I have created this one. This one is named as untitled one. Let's change it as Python 01. Okay, and you will see it has already been changed. The name has been changed as Python 01. Okay, so whatever you write here, it will be all it will automatically saved in here. Okay, you don't have to externally save it, it will automatically be saved, but you have to keep the terminal open. Okay, say for example, if I write, okay, if you want to show, so this is something like this. So these are actually 4 platforms where you can actually work with Python. So install Spider. So it doesn't need any internet connection, and you can choose anything that you want, anything you actually prefer, anything you actually feel comfortable with. That's up to you. Okay, so in the next, from the next lecture, we'll actually start discussing with Python. Okay, so let's finish it.